So hello, hello, and hello. This is your girl, Selena Robinson, your sister, your cousin. I'm a mother of two. I'm a wife. I'm a believer. I'm a follower of Christ. And I'm your best friend. So I am so excited about you being here with me and for you allowing me to share with you the things that I've gone through in regards to my life and my journey. And there's on my eye. Oh. So I just wanted to finish off where I left off. And if you have been following me, if you have been following my story, so far there's been a part one, there's been a part two, and now this is part three. And in part three, I'll be continuing my story of whenever we heard that knock. The knock that changed not only my life, but the lives of my sisters. And so here we go. Thank you for following. Before I get started, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share this YouTube channel. There's a subscribe button over there. There's the bell over there. So every time I post a video, you will be aware, and you won't miss a beat. You won't miss a story. So thank you again. I appreciate you, and I hope, this is my hope and my prayer, that my story gives God the glory, and my story also encourages you to speak up, to speak out. Find someone that you can tell that you trust, who you know can help you and love you and wants nothing more from you but to get help for you, for the emotional abuse, for the physical abuse. There's so many different levels of abuse that we have experienced, or you may be experiencing right now. But my prayer is for you that things will change for you, that God will bring you out and bring you through. And this is your time. This is your time. And I believe this is my time for me to speak out, to help others, to share my story, to let you know how I came through, how God brought me through, and He can bring you out as well. So, the night that the knock came, my sisters and I, we were home alone. My parents, they went off to a service, I think somewhere in like Atlantic City. My dad had to preach, or he was going to support another preacher. And when we're home alone, that's our time of freedom. That's our time of just talking to each other, because it was days when we were not allowed to speak. We were not allowed to really connect with each other. Being siblings, we couldn't do any of those things. It was very militant in our household. So when our parents was away, I mean, you couldn't tell us nothing, and they were gone for a few hours. So the night that we heard the knock at the door, little old me, I'm the fourth out of five, and I was told to go answer the door. I don't know what time it was. It was dark outside. It definitely was dark outside. I just don't know what time it was. So I opened up the door. Y'all, who was on the other side of this door was a police officer and some sweet lady, lady. He looked so nice, so innocent, so welcoming, so warm. And he asked for one of my sisters. I won't give her name, only for protection, you know. I don't want to put their stories out there. They have given me permission, but I want to do things in decent and in order. You know, I want her to be able to maybe come on here one day and talk about just things. And also, guys, what you have to look forward to is all of the McClellan sisters coming together and just talking and sharing, cutting up, showing y'all the real us, talking about what we've been through, and just hoping that we can be of an encouragement to you in your time of struggle, pain, need, hurt, and hoping that that sends some type of release to you to speak up and reach out to someone. So they asked for this one particular sister. I opened up the door, and this police officer said, "It's such and such home." Okay, now I need to take off my glasses because, okay. So he said, "It's such and such home." I said, "Yeah, such and such is home." And I shut the door. I was like, "Such and such." No, she said, "Who is it?" I said, "Such and such, it's the police officer, some lady." She was like, I was like, "Such and such, it's the police officer and some lady." She come running down the steps. She pulls me back because she, I guess, you know, later on when we talk about it, it's like, "Oh no, I'll let my baby sister answer the door." So maybe I shouldn't have did that, but that wasn't the case. She steps outside, talks to this police officer, and they ask her questions about what we have been experiencing in our life, and you know, what we've been going through. And she answered truthfully. And the next thing I know, she runs back in the house, calls all of us together, and was like, "We're going with this police officer and this nice lady. That's mine." So that's what we did. I mean, it was a sense of urgency. It also was a sense of like a relief, almost like, are you here to rescue us? Are you here to save us? So we're gathering our coats and getting little things, you know, just our book bags and stuff like that. There was some stuff in there. And she said, "I'm going to leave a note for Mommy and Daddy." So she wrote this note, told them who we were with, where we were going, and where to find us. She left it on the couch. I remember it. I can see it as if it was yesterday. She left it on the couch, and we all walked out with the police officer. He locked the door, and we left, and we got in the police officer's car. Now, riding in the police officer's car is a little blurry to me for some reason. I can't remember the ride from my house to the police station or to wherever we went. I think it was the police station. I do believe so. But that nice lady was still with us the whole entire time. And looking back and just talking to my sisters and other family members, that was definitely Child Protective Services, DIFAS. So we get there, and we're there just waiting. They told us just to wait to hear from our parents. So we're there like forever. I mean, to me as a young child, it felt like forever. So meanwhile, on the other end of this story, my mom tells us that they get home, her and my father gets home, and they calling us, no one answers, and they see this note on the couch. Okay, they see a note on the couch. My mother reads it. She looks at my father and was like, "What did you do? What did you do to my kids?" And then she said they started arguing. Of course, they argued the whole way to the police station. So by this time, I know my father's mind, in his mind, he is full of guilt. He's full of shame, maybe. But I know he was scared. And so, now going back to the other end of the story, we're at the police station and they're asking us questions about what has happened to us in regards to us being molested by our father. And we're all answering, and so my mother gets there. They didn't ask so many questions because we were minors, but they knew enough that allowed them to pick us up and bring us to the police station. So my mother gets there, and she's in this interrogation room or whatever, something like that. She's in this room with them, and then they tell her that they have to talk to us. Can we have your consent to speak with your children? She says yes. We all go in there at different times, and what we found out was they asked us, do you want to press charges against your father? If you say yes, we can lock him up for a very long time, and he will never do this to you or anyone else ever again. Y'all, let me tell you, when I say fear, you would think, you know, we were at a place where we had finally crossed the line of freedom. Still full of fear, because we used to hear things in our house, things like, if you say something, if you make mention of something, if you act out of line, you would get hit, slapped, beat with a belt, told that you would be put in a body bag, and for people not to find you. Those things was done to us, was done to me, I should say, and I was a part of that abuse. And I'm not gonna cry during this session with y'all. I am not going to cry. I am gonna hold it together. However, when I think about the stuff that I've overcome in my life as a little girl growing up in that type of household with that type of parent, I just thank God, because He kept my mind over the years, although I felt like I wanted to lose it at times. I'm going different directions, other directions, and I'll get into those stories a little later on. But make sure you stick close to me, follow me, so that you can hear all about the ins and outs, the goods and the bads, the wins, the failures, the losses. It's time to just tell it all. And there's been so much trauma in my family. To look at us now, you would never believe that we have these type of stories, that I have this type of story. But going back to my story, we left the police station. But before we left the police station, this one particular auntie of mine, I talked to her prior to making this video, and I just wanted to get more information about my story so that, you know, I was being accurate. I wasn't making anything up. I wanted to really give you all truth and nothing but the truth. So I talked to her, and this auntie, she's from Berlin, New Jersey / Camden, New Jersey. And she said I can say her name. She said, I don't care if you can say my name. I don't have anything to be scared of. I absolutely love you, auntie. I love you so much for being there for us. This particular auntie, I have a few aunts. She's one of my favorite. She's one of my favorite aunts. And she came to the police station to pick all of us up. She allowed us to stay, all 5 girls and my mother. We stayed at her house in Camden, New Jersey. For a while, she cared for us. She fed us. She sheltered us. She tried her best to make our life less complicated, more loving, and just filled with just someone who genuinely cares, who loves you without any strings attached. And you've heard me say this before in my other videos about the love and loving you with no strings attached. Sometimes people, when they say they love you, they're looking for something, you know. What is the intent? What's the real deal behind that? And she loved us unconditionally with no strings attached at all. It was just She was a really, really, I want to say lifesaver, but like she really came through. Auntie, I know you watching this. I love you. I love you. I love you. And thank you. You know who you are. Thank you for being there for us and loving us and just letting us know that, you know, there is a better way, and the way that we were living was not it. You've been there for us, for me, since my day one. And I love you for being there for us, for being there for my mother, for your sister. Even now, even today, I can call you, and I did call you. We had a very open conversation about everything, and you've shown nothing but love and concern for my well-being, and I love you because of that. I love you because of your heart. I love you because you're just so dear to me. I will never forget you, ever, ever, ever forget what you have done for us. So after living there with her for quite some time, my mother was finally able to get on her feet, and we left. And that was whenever life kind of started for us. I remember, you know, growing up, we wasn't able to wear pants. We couldn't go to the movies because, you know, that was frowned upon, like that was sinful. So we was girls who loved basketball. I mean, y'all listen, I played me some basketball. I may not look like it now, but I'm telling you, I played varsity since my 8th grade year. My 8th grade year, started varsity. I was a point guard, and it was my dream to be in a WNBA. God had other plans for me. That didn't happen, but, you know, with that being said, we was the type of girls who played basketball with skirts on. Oh my, we used to give it to them. Oh, okay, I'm reminiscing. So go down memory lane with me for a minute. But yeah, we used to have so much fun, even with our skirts on. Sometimes we used to go to the basketball courts with shorts on underneath our skirts and take them off when we got to the courts and play with our shorts on. So we, you know, we never told anybody, but that's how much we love that sport. That's how much I love this sport. And that was also an outlet for me to go and play basketball and to get away from all the craziness that was happening inside of my house. But we was free. And I remember the first thing that my mother did was, she said, we're going to the movies. And we was like, oh, that's a sin. She was like, no, it's not. She was like, y'all can wear anything y'all want to wear. We going to the movies. And we all doing some jeans, some pants. we did. And she took us to the movies for the first time in our lives. And we got there, we saw this movie. It was a family movie. And nothing happened. I'm looking around. I was like, okay, something gonna jump out and get me. How come we couldn't come to the movies again? And we just had a good time. And that was her treat. That was her way of saying, like, I love y'all. I got your back. Mommy's here. No worries, no fears. Mommy is here. And we just, you know, just kind of lived our life. And we've always been a very strong, connected family. My sisters and I, my mother, we were very close, even until this day. We have a sister chat. We talk on it like every day or every other day. Someone is on there saying something. And we're on there so much. Sometimes when I call, and sisters, if you're watching this, yes. Whenever I call, answer. So what? It's my 5th call. I'm calling to let y'all know what I had for dinner. I mean, pick up. It's me, your favorite sister. But we are on there a lot. We share a lot with each other. We cry a lot. We share each other's love and pains with each other. We've seen each other grow. We've seen each other be at our worst. We've lifted each other up, prayed for each other. A family that prays together definitely stays together. And that's something that we've done over the years. But there's more to the story. I want to talk about me growing up without a father, what that looked like to me, how that affected me, being molested by him, him being absent in my life, and what things that led me into, like growing up being a teenager, not having that fatherly love, that godly love, that Christian love that comes from a man of God that shows his queens, his princesses, how to be loved by a man of God, a real true man of God, someone with integrity, someone who is a protector. My pastor, my bishop, teaches about fatherhood. All those things my father lacked, so I didn't have that. And because of the hurt, I looked in other directions, such as considering relationships that I'm not supposed to be in. And then that leading up to some of my decisions that I had made in my life back then, that just led to nothing but more pain. So follow me. I want you to subscribe. Hit the bell over there somewhere. Hit the subscribe button over there somewhere. And then go and share this story. My story, I definitely give God all the glory, because today I don't look like what I've been through. I don't sound like what I've been through. I have joy, I have love, and understanding that it was never my fault. It was never my fault. It wasn't my fault what he did to me. It wasn't my fault how he was dealing with his issues. He brought his issues and his struggles on me. So what I had to experience dealing with my father, with him molesting me, that was not my fault. And I had to tell myself that over the years, that Selena, it was never your fault. You didn't make him do that. You know, I am a king's kid. God loves me. If I don't have another father in my life, I know that God is my father. I want to encourage you today to step up and speak out. I wrote down a scripture. I believe it's in Psalms, the Message version. It's in Psalms 31, the 24th verse. And it says, be brave, be strong, don't give up. Expect God to get here soon. Now that's in the Message version, but basically, don't give up. Keep believing. Keep trusting that God is going to bring you out no matter what. Just keep that faith and have that drive and desire to break through, break free. God is going to get here soon. Thank you for staying tuned with me. God bless. Keep following. Keep sharing this story. I love you with no strings attached at all. And I will see you really soon. Okay? See you on the next video. But make sure you share this with someone who needs to hear it. Maybe just put it in their inbox. You know, however you need to do it, just send it. Okay, let's get the word out. We need to heal. We have to start healing. I thank God for my healing, because my healing, my cousin, she's going around spreading messages of love and how she has healed from certain things as well. She said, girl, my healing looks sexy on me. God has brought us through so much, and I thank God for that. So again, stay tuned. I love you with no strings attached. And remember, it was never, ever your fault.